It doesn't go to Joe, or at least exploring, is absolutely insane. Now, the other big story is John Durham. So what's the big deal here? We hear it. What's the big deal? There's nothing. There's no there. Well, Michael Sussman, it turns out, has a text message that shows that he lied when he went and sought out the FBI, James Baker, and said, I'm not representing anybody, but I got some news, time sensitive, you got to know. What he said, what he said to Baker was the Alpha Bank is linked with the Trump organization. And guess what happens? Sussman puts that in black and white. And then out comes Hillary Clinton retweeting a statement from Jake Sullivan saying the greatest proof yet, as I paraphrase, that there's a link between Trump and an Alpha Bank, a Russian-owned Alpha Bank. Let me see. I plant a story with the FBI, and then I tell the story. The people that gave the story, it seems to be Hillary Clinton's camp. Then Hillary Clinton retweets with all her followers. It looks like you made up a story, didn't you?
Yeah, they created this internal loop that circulated through the media and through the intelligence communities. Look, if laws mean anything, Mr. Sussman clearly lied to the FBI. That's a violation of the law. Brian, if you or I went to the FBI with a false tip, we were trying to manipulate them, I can guarantee you they would throw the book at both of us. So the question is, if you are a juiced-in political attorney in Washington, D.C., with ties to the establishment, are you above the law? Frankly, over the last several years, we've seen that there does seem to be these different standards of law. I'm hoping in this case that's not the instance, but let's also be clear, Brian, that you hinted at. This is not a case of Sussman operating on his own. He was operating on the behest or in the service of Hillary Clinton, and she was directly involved in this as well.
I started with, is the social media world and the mainstream media world going to wake up to major stories and stop judging on who's going to get hurt and helped? And these are the two major stories. I want to see if they're going to look at these stories and see the substance that are there and pursue it, or ignore it. If they ignore it, nothing's changed. But Peter, you're always